Good evening and welcome to the Manteno Village Board meeting for Monday, December 16th, 2024. I'd like to call the meeting to order, and if we could all please rise for the Pledge of Allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Roll call, please.
Boyce.
Here.
Woodrow.
Here.
Dole.
Here.
Crockett.
Here.
Geske.
Here.
Phillips.
We have a quorum tonight. We begin with the approval of our minutes. As always, we have our regular board meeting minutes from December 2nd, 2024 that are included in everyone's packet, and hopefully everyone has had the opportunity to review them. Are there any changes, additions, deletions, corrections? If not, I accept the motion to waive the reading of the minutes and approve them as presented by the clerk.
I'll make that.
Motion by Crockett. Second by Geske. Roll call.
Crockett.
Yes.
Geske.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
Woodrow.
Yes.
Dole.
Yes.
Motion carries. Tonight, we want to maybe change up the agenda a little bit. We've got a swearing in for a couple officers that are going to be joining our police department. So we'll go ahead and turn the meeting over to the chief. And Chief, if you want to do the honors.
Yes, sir. Thank you, Mayor. Yes, we have a couple of new young officers that's going to be joining the police department very soon, so we'd like to swear them in tonight. Angeline Hurtado comes to us from Oak Forest, Illinois. She come to this area like a lot of people come to this area because of Olivet Nazarene University, where she went to school. She got her degree in social work and criminal justice. She actually came to the Manteno Police Department as an intern, and that's where we really got to know her. I think if you were to ask her, she would say law enforcement probably was not on her radar as a career. I think social work was, but I think through her contact with the policing in the weeks that she spent with us, I think she learned a lot about law enforcement, what the police really do, as opposed to what we think they really do. And I think she has a passion for helping people, which is probably why she got a social work degree. But I think she realized if you want to be a real social worker and really help people, this is the front line of that. This is where you really get to see them firsthand. So her interest in law enforcement grew. We got to know her very well, very impressed with her. We're thrilled to have her. And Angie, if you want to come on up, let's get sworn in. We're going to go around back over. Oh, come on.
Just one right here.
I'm going to swear you in. I'm going to swear you in. Oh, no, just, you'll just repeat after me, okay? So raise your right hand. Say I, state your name.
I, Angela Hurtado,
Do solemnly swear
do solemnly swear
to uphold the Constitution of the United States
to uphold the Constitution of the United States
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and the Constitution of the State of Illinois,
and to enforce all laws and ordinances
and to enforce all laws and ordinances
of the Village of Manteno,
of the Village of Manteno,
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of police officer
and that I will faithfully discharge the duties of police officer
for the Manteno Police Department
for the Manteno Police Department
of the Village of Manteno
of the Village of Manteno
according to the best of my ability.
according to the best of my ability.
Congratulations.
Thank you. For sure. Nathan, do you want to come?
Just made it, but you got it on video though. You guys want to run up there and grab pictures of yourself?
Just get started. They'll be able to watch it on TV.
Is this family? You can have them come behind me.
Yeah. You guys come on over here.
Yeah, you go over family. Yeah.
Yes, my parents and my brother.
can have them all come up and get
Yeah, they're coming up.
This is on YouTube, too, you guys can watch it. You get
Thank you both.
Thank you very much.
Christmas card.
That'll be your Christmas
Welcome aboard.
Thank you, I appreciate it. Oh, I needed a sign.
We need to have you sign some paper before, if you can come back.
We got too excited.
We all got so excited. We just-
You just got one sheet.
Yeah, just need you to sign right here.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Of course, thank you.
We do have a second officer that's going to be joining us. His name is Benjamin Elzinga. He was not able to join us tonight. He's out of town, but he comes from us from Herscher. Went to KCC for law enforcement. Actually got on at their police department there. KCC has their own police department there, and you can be a student kind of officer there. So he got some good experience there. Moved on to Riverside as a security guard, and if you've ever been in the Riverside ER on a Friday night, that is a hopping place. So he got some really good experience there. Ben was very impressive. He was not, I talk about all the time how young our department is because we've hired a lot of new officers. He's taken it to a new level. He wasn't even 21 when we interviewed him. He was only 20 years old, so he really recently just turned 21. But interviewed great, did a great job in the testing. We're thrilled to have him too. So we'll just swear him in at the Village Hall at a later time. But they're both going to PTI in January, and we're thrilled to have them both. So congratulations.
Chief, how many officers, over the course of the last 6 months, I mean, obviously the department's changed a lot. You want to give a little update on how many people you got now? And
Yep, we got 22 officers. We counted the other day, the bottom 13 have 4 years or less on, so we have a very young department, but fortunately, we've got a lot of good experienced guys still at train them up, so I think they're going to do great. I say it all the time, but we have a great, it's luck or whatever it is for the people who apply here. I'm just thrilled with the quality candidates we get and the people we're able to hire, so we're in really good shape.
well, that's not the case in every place. I mean,
No, a lot of places are struggling,
A lot of
absolutely.
departments that don't have the
Yeah.
people,
Or get 8 people, 4 openings, you get 8 to apply. We get 48 to apply, so to get up to the top of the list is no easy task. Like I said, I think we had 45 apply this time, and Angie's at the top of the list, so, yeah, a lot of competition, but we're very lucky.
Congratulations.
It's the job you're doing.
Yeah. Congratulations and welcome to the village. Moving on, we'll go to public participation. The first person we have to speak is Francine Fatima.
Good evening, all. Coming to the end of 2024 ends a year filled with meaningful statements by taxpayers who came here to try to get through to the powers that be regarding Goshen, the communist Chinese company that's trying to make its home here. It's a horror story forced on our village by the trustees and the mayor who are out to change this village more into a communist-style town, one where no one listens to the pleas of the taxpayers. The concerned citizens of Manteno have a real purpose to get Manteno back on track with the election of the Freedom Party candidates on April 1st, 2025. A Merry Christmas would be our wish at this time, but, and it's a big but, that would mean we have faith in your doing the right thing by us, taxpayers. But we don't have that required faith that you are with us. What a shame it is. But our president-elect does have his work cut out for him, and we certainly see that he is up to the challenge of a golden age for our beloved country.
Thank you. The next commenter is Bob Forsythe.
I guess the first thing I have is, we wrote a new rule the last board meeting, 5:55. Is there any place written that 5:55 is a rule?
Actually, I believe the ordinance says a half an hour before the meeting, but I stretch it out to 5:50.
Oh, that's nice of you. It's nice of you. And Tim, you're sitting there the same way I saw you at the county board meeting, hand in front of your mouth as you laugh at us. I always thought the county board I thought they might be listening to us, but after that board meeting, I realized that they're not listening to us either. They voted to fund more money to your little private group there the year before and this year again. And they're all kind of self-appointed, just like you are. Self-appointed, all the economic boards, self-appointed by your little group that they have to approve. But it's very enlightening to go to a board meeting and see the corruption, even the corruption here. And then the People's Choice Party. Really? The People's Choice Party? Do residents have a say-so? Not at all. Joel, your wife's got a job at the Village Hall. That's going to work out really nice. It's just like Tim. Maybe we can hire the whole family. Maybe the relatives can all come in. Nepotism is really rampant in this town. CJ, you got wrapped up in the wrong group. Really, the wrong group. You're a young guy that should be smart enough to figure this out. This is not a group of people that are out for Manteno. The People's Choice Party, you guys vote. Even the last thing I heard on the way out, we talk about it before the meetings. It's illegal to talk about the stuff before the meetings. You need to talk about the stuff at the meetings for the zoning that you're going to probably pass tonight. But Tim, you have the same look. And you were just lucky that the county board, they had their backs to you. With those high back chairs, they couldn't see you snickering and laughing. Because you do that, you know that you duped them. And they owe you. But you really got the residents of Kankakee County in Manteno. You're probably lying in your pockets. There's a lot of money that's been drifted out here. 125 mil with Pritzker. How much ended up in your pockets? Is there any money in it? I just want to know. I mean, at least admit, or at least answer the questions when we ask you, and honestly. And you can't. You use spokespeople to speak for you. Even at the county board meeting, you didn't get up to speak. You let somebody else go up there and speak, and he was laughing too. You know, one day the joke's going to be on you. And I would just hope that the
Thank you, Mr. Forsythe.
that the new officers have is you.
Moving on, the village president's report. Just Jacob, just wanted to give you an update, or have you given an update on the Christmas event that took place?
Yeah, so it was a big success. We had a little bit of a change that we had to do last minute with the vendor market, but it all worked out. It was great to see everybody enjoying the festivities, and it was a great night in Manteno.
Lighting the lights earlier worked out better?
Yeah, I think it worked out really well. People were able to kind of enjoy them fully, and it went really nice.
The business walk was fine?
Yep, so we took a little bit of a tally from everybody, and one of them being Lamore Realty, they gave away 800 Santa Claus hats, I believe over 300 toys from Vital. People were handing out additional merch because they had run out of their merch or they were given prizes. So it was a huge success for sure.
Okay, thank you.
Thank you.
I was not able to be there that night, but I heard that the crowds were great and everything turned out fine. So congratulations on another great event. Village Administrator's Report, Mr. LaRock.
Thank you, Mayor. I have one additional update. As I think people in South Creek know, we have a fiber network company that's already started building that fiber network here in town on the south end of town, also over in Eagles Landing on the west side of 57. We will have a second company, Surf Internet. They'll be starting sometime in January and doing essentially the same thing, building another fiber network out in the right-of-ways. What this means for residents is they're going to have more choices for their internet service. And as you know, fiber networks tend to be a lot more reliable than some of the others that are out there. So probably take somewhere, they're thinking maybe in June or towards the end of the year for Surf Network to have everything up and operational. But they'll be out there offering their services, and they've got some pretty competitive plans. So so far, I think Pavlov has done a really good job with their restorations, which we're happy to see. We were a little bit concerned about that when they were coming in, but they've been Johnny on the spot and restoring everything pretty much within a week or a few days of when they're in there working. So far it's gone really well, and we look forward to the competition.
Chris, there was an incident the other night, though, down in South Creek, or down in Wright Estates.
Yeah, I didn't know if that was their drilling company that had a gas main.
Yeah, they had a gas main underneath the street on Jeffrey, close to Jeffrey and Berry Turn.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I could smell it from South Creek and everywhere else. So it was a, they try to pothole down and get their measurements, but
Was
sometimes...
it Julied?
Oh, yeah, it was Julie.
Okay, so
They just missed their mark for their elevation underground, which that can happen.
I know the fire department was there. They had a couple different things going on at the same time. They had a house or a fire on the north side of Division, and then the gas leak on the south side going on at 5:30, 6 o'clock that night.
Chris?
The other internet company, I mean, they come to Manteno. We have, they have to follow our rules and regulations. We don't have any say-so as to whether or not that they can, put it in or can't put it in. I mean, these places are not franchised by us. So, if somebody comes, they come here, they want to come here, as long as they follow our rules and regulations, we don't really have a whole lot of
Correct.
authority one way or the other.
The state has rules in place that we're not allowed to deny them access to the right-of-way, but they do have to follow our rules and regulations. The main thing that we requested was no pedestals in the front yard. So everything is being installed in vaults at ground level. So it's really not an eyesore in the community, and Surf Internet intends to do the same thing.
So will they're going to have their own directional boring with their own conduit and their own...
Correct.
Their own
It'll be a
vaults in the ground?
completely separate system from theirs. Yeah, they don't share, obviously, so.
Okay. They're competitors, so they're not going to share. And again, it seems redundant that we have, several different companies doing the same thing, but we don't have the option to determine whether or not they can or they can't. I mean, they're the ones that are paying for it. The village is not participating in financially in any of the endeavors whatsoever. They will be offering service to the same customers. Obviously, the competition will make it hopefully a little more economical for everybody involved. But we can't refuse access as long as they follow our regulations.
Correct.
Competition's good for everybody.
Yep.
Will they come back in the spring and check to see, as far as how what they put over the hole and that stuff, the grass or whatever that bedding is?
Yeah, they'll definitely come back, follow up. One thing we've already mentioned to them is that there's obviously irrigation systems out in the right-of-ways. With most of them, shut off and blown out, there's no way to know whether they've hit any of those or not. So, but they will still be around, still installing next spring when those get turned back on. So, it's not like they'll be done in the winter and then we won't see them again. So, anything that's settled out for some reason, they'll come back and go back through and do a final restoration before the system is completed.
I've had calls from a couple of people worried about the irrigation because they wouldn't, if they hit it now, nobody would know it
Right.
because there's nothing running through it. The gas system, they knew right away when it hit that.
Yeah.
So next year or something in the spring, will it be, they call the village hall, or will they be calling the Mr. Love or whatever it is?
You know, we have the contact number, so if there's an issue, you're more than welcome to call Village Hall. We've got the people, the names and numbers of who to call for both companies, so we can help them, get directed to the right person.
Okay, thank you.
And even if you put the numbers out and tell them to call, they call the village hall anyway. Anything else?
That's all I have this evening, thank you.
Mr. Rock, committee reports, Public Works and Utilities, Mr. Boyce.
Thank you, Mr. Mayor. I have no items tonight. I do have a meeting tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. right here. That's all I got. Thank you.
Properties and Recreation, Mr. Boudreau.
I have nothing tonight, Mr. Mayor. Thank you.
Public Safety and Health, Mrs. Dole.
Thank you, Mayor. I have a meeting tomorrow morning also at 7 a.m., and I don't have any action items on the agenda tonight either. Wanted to give a little, some reports. I'm sad to report that more residents of Manteno have been victims of scams. This week, a 75-year-old resident was scammed out of more than $20,000 of their life savings. This time, it was a Norton antivirus scam. Last time, it was something different. Next time will be something else. There is no way of telling you how you will be scammed, but one thing is for certain. Someone will contact you for any reason and ask you or tell you that they have to send them money that you didn't know that you owed. The bottom line is that you should never send anyone money for anything that you didn't initiate or that you haven't verified in person. Neither the government nor legitimate business will ever ask you to send money via gift cards. And if you go to the bank and try, and the bank tells you you may be getting scammed, listen to them, because they are very likely you are, or there could be very likely that you are being scammed. So it just, that stuff about the gift cards, you just got to remember it's just not right. So, and that's all I have.
Thank you, Mrs. Dole. Planning and Zoning, Mr. Crockett.
Thank you, Mayor. I have two items on the agenda this evening. The first item is ordinance 24-15, which is an ordinance approving a special use permit from Title IX zoning, Chapter 8, Commercial Districts, Article Number B-4, Special Uses permitted for the property located at Lot 22, South Creek Drive, Manteno, Illinois. This was for a special use permit for a drive-through at that location. The second item is ordinance 24-16, which is an ordinance granting a variance from Title IX zoning, Chapter 8, Commercial Districts, Article Number 8A, Minimum Lot Area, and 8B, Minimum Lot Frontage for the property located at Lot 22, South Creek Drive, Manteno, Illinois. Chris, did you have any comments on this? Or?
Yeah, this was presented to the Planning Commission at a meeting last week. When we approved the Manteno Lifestyles Planned Unit Development, part of that included a large commercial lot along South Creek. And the idea was we put some language into the PUD so that as that the developer came up with a user for that property, he would break up that commercial lot as needed, rather than try and make commercial lots that may or may not fit what that end user might need. This just seemed a better and cleaner way to do it. So he's got the first user for that property, and these changes and the variances allow him to break off that section of the commercial lot so that the new business will fit on that lot.
And both of these items came as recommendations from the Planning Commission as well, correct?
Yes, correct.
And this is right at the corner of South Creek and Marquette?
Correct. Yep.
The next item on the agenda is our Planning and Zoning Committee meeting, which was scheduled for Christmas Eve. I don't think anybody wanted to be here on Christmas Eve, so that was canceled. And the next Planning Commission meeting, there is not a date set for that yet. Are you aware of a date yet, Chris, or no?
It typically would be held January 14th, but so far there's no agenda item, so it may or may not be canceled.
And that's all I have for this evening.
Thank you, Mr. Crockett. Finance, Mr. Geske.
Thank you, Mayor. I have payment of bills in the amount of $1,266,918.09, of which TIF bills are $428.75. There have been no bills authorized or paid between board cycle. Our next Finance Committee meeting is scheduled for tomorrow morning at 7 a.m. In addition, since Trustee Phillips is not here, I will have consideration, motion to approve the 2025 village schedule of meetings and the 2025 village holiday schedule. And that's all I have.
Thank you, Mr. Geske. So the items that we'll be voting on in the consent agenda tonight are as follows. Under old business, we have nothing. Under new business, we have an ordinance 2415, which is the ordinance approving a special use permit from Title IX zoning, Chapter 8, Commercial Districts, Article number B-4, special uses permitted for the property located at Lot 22, South Creek Drive, Manteno. Also, item number 2 is ordinance 2416, an ordinance granting a variance from Title IX zoning, Chapter 8, Commercial Districts, Article 8A, minimum lot area, and 8B, minimum lot frontage for the property located at Lot 22, South Creek Drive, Manteno. Item number 3 is a motion to approve the 2025 village schedule of meetings and the 2025 village holiday schedule. And finally, a motion to approve the payment of the bills in the amount of $1,266,918.09, of which $428.75 are from TIF 3. Are there any items on the consent agenda that need to be voted on individually? Seeing none, I would accept the motion to take a single roll call vote on the question of passage of the agenda items as read.
I'll make that motion.
Motion by Dole, second by Crockett. Roll call.
Dole.
Yes.
Crockett.
Yes.
Boyce.
Yes.
Woodrow.
Yes.
Geske.
Yes.
Motion carries. Accept the motion to approve by ominous vote the ordinances, resolutions, motions, and orders contained in the consent agenda as read.
Make that.
Motion by Boyce.
I'll second.
Second by Boudreau. Roll call.
Boyce.
Yes.
Woodrow.
Yes.
Dole.
Yes.
Crockett.
Yes.
Geske.
Yes.
Motion carries. Comments tonight, Mr. Boyce, do you have anything you'd like to talk about?
Just congratulations to the new officers, and boy, we're getting old, because we're getting younger.
Yeah, they all look like they're about 15.
That's all I got, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Boudreau?
I just want to say that that Christmas thing was really cool, especially as someone that grew up in this town and went as like a little kid, and now as a trustee to kind of be able to help out the next generation. It was really cool to see, and I want to thank everyone that came by and donated some money to the Salvation Army. It was a little windy out there, but it was a good time, and it seemed like a lot of people had a lot of fun, which was great to see.
Mr. Dole?
Yeah, thanks. So you are open Christmas Eve Day and New Year's Day, is that correct?
We're not open on Christmas Eve, but we are open on New Year's Eve.
New Year's Eve. Okay,
Yep.
so you're closed on Christmas Eve?
Christmas
Day?
Eve and Christmas Day will be closed, and then also on New Year's Day.
Okay.
Yep.
Good. Just want to remind everybody to check your extension cords, make sure they're all not frayed or whatever, and keep your tree watered, your live tree watered, and keep the wreath red. Have a safe Christmas and New Year.
Mr. Crockett?
Just this is our last board meeting before Christmas, so I want to wish all the residents a very Merry Christmas, as well as my fellow board members. And Trustee Phillips has not been feeling very well lately, so I hope we can all keep him in our thoughts and prayers moving forward.
Mr. Geske?
Thank you. We talk a lot and celebrate a lot of championships, both sports and the like, but there's a couple of things I'd like to comment tonight to just recognize. So not only do we have great athletes here in town, but our Manteno choir competed in a national anthem contest on November 19th, and they have been selected to perform this Sunday for the Bears-Lions game. They're going to perform the national anthem. So we talk about the Wall of Champions, and we talked about that, CJ, about how important it is and where do we draw the line, start and finish, and how do we include them all in a town that has so many champions. It's great to see. Got a chance to see them perform last week at one of the girls' basketball games, and it was great. I mean, they are spot on. With that, we also have Clark Goranson, who has been nominated by the Illinois Running News as the Girls Freshman of the Year, and I believe she's one of 4 that have been nominated, and there's some voting still going on, so I'd encourage people to get online and vote for a local Manteno girl to be the freshman of the year. So again, another champion. And then congratulate all the 7th grade girls in the middle school who they won the regionals, fell slightly short of state in the sectionals against Westfield Junior High. They played well, and I think it came down to 2 points at the very end of the game. So it was great to see that. In addition, guests like to thank you, CJ, for donating your time for the Salvation Army. That was great to see. And the holiday spirits were absolutely great. And to see the drone show, you did another great job, Jake. So keep up the good work. And last but not least, Merry Christmas to everybody.
Joel, where do you vote for Goranson? How do you do that?
If you go on the high school athletic page, we'll have it.
Okay.
And there's a link there that you can click on it.
So any vote
Yes.
be a swing.
Yes, but
Versus the Lamont girl, no.
Okay.
I know Clark was the #1 overall freshman too of all classes by time, so.
Wow.
yes,
She's very good.
she's been to state a couple times in middle school. That she's got quite the track record, so no pun intended.
Very talented, yeah, very talented.
Yeah. And Chris, you did reach out to the show choir too about having them come here?
Yeah, we asked if they could come tonight and sing the national anthem for us, but they couldn't get everybody organized in time, so we're going to try and set that up for sometime in January if possible.
And I'm hoping that them being at the Bears game is a victorious thing. That doesn't seem to be happening too much this year, but right, it's something. Hopefully, it's something to celebrate. So, and I too, I say, glad that the lighting went great. The town looks awesome. Jim, your guys did another great job. I assume people have noticed the new letters at the plaza. Trying to, on a smaller scale, mirror the, arches that we have on North Main and South Main. That was put up we talked about that and ordered that months and months ago, but it just got put up right before the Christmas holiday. And I know those guys, we talk about how they start working right after Oktoberfest, and people think, well, that's just, it's 2 or 3 months. Well, it takes that long for, I don't know, they lose count of how many lights they're putting up. Then I know the animals like to eat them too, so you guys get to go and do it 2 or 3 times too. Yeah.
Squirrels and rabbits are constantly, and we leave them on just because we've tried photo eyes and timers and everything. It's a constant battle of trying to keep it, everything turning on all at once. So yeah.
Yeah. So it's an ongoing thing. It's just not a one and done deal. And even now you're doing it, to going through and making sure that all of them are staying on. And you get the moisture and the rain like we had over the weekend, and some of them are shorting out. So it's a real job. But the compliments and that people give us, the community for the appearance, it's really great. So thank you very much. And I'd like to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, Happy New Year. Like I say, this is our last one for the end of the year for 2024, and we'll put that one in the books. So I'd ask for a motion to adjourn.
So moved.
Motion by Geske.
I'll second.
Second by Boudreau. Roll call.
Geske?
Yes.
Boudreau?
Yes.
Boyce?
Yes.
Dole?
Yes.
Crockett?
Yes.
Motion carries. Thank you very much for coming, for watching.